Hello everyone, welcome
Hi
back to
guys,
Spaghetti Channel.
welcome
How's it
to
going
this
today?
new episode.
Yay! Today we're gonna look at Prey. Do you wanna tell us about Prey, Berto?
Well, it's a pretty game, and it's a remake of the Prey series. Kinda, it's a spiritual successor to what Prey was back in the day, and I really liked it because I already played it. I really like it because it reminds me in some sort of way to big classics game like Bioshock that we also break down in another episode. And yeah, have you ever played it, Leo?
I played the old one. I haven't really played the new one. I started a bit, but then I was busy, so didn't finish.
Yeah. So you played the initial part.
Yeah, I remember like that part, which is pretty cool, and yeah, we will see in the game. For who just joined, we are breaking down AAA video games, and we are trying to analyze all the details that makes big games such a beautiful games from an art point of view and a level art point of view. The point of this is so that you can learn and improve your skills in terms of game dev, indie dev, or beginner. And if you're a gamer, it's for you to get an idea of the thinking process behind games. And yeah, hopefully it will be good. And as always, if you have questions, feel free to ask the question in the comments, and we'll do our best to reply. And right now we are Porto, which is like in this like little windows here. It's in Italy, and I'm in Toronto, and Porto is streaming to my computer his gameplay, and I'm streaming to Twitch and YouTube the video. So bear with us if you see any lag or things, because we are still like new to this streaming thing, and we are figuring out things as we speak.
And also the setup, it's pretty articulate, so sometimes it breaks, but we're gonna do our best to keep it up.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's dive into the game. Shall we?
Yeah.
Sweet. There you go. It's gonna be a male, it's gonna be a female. I like how, let's dive into the game. Loading screen.
How are you guys? So that Slow Hand is with us, as usual.
Thanks,
And
Slow Hand, for the support.
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032.
Also, halfway through the stream, Borto will do his challenge, so he will dance for 1 minute. So when we hit the 1 hour mark, you will see Borto dance.
Yeah.
Pretty excited. I'm curious too.
Me too.
Hey, Morgan, wake up. You're burning daylight. You sent the helicopter to pick you up. It's just a few tests. Don't forget to wear your suit. See you soon. Oh, listen, really great you decided to come on board. We're gonna shoot.
We are right now we are streaming both on Twitch and YouTube, and we are deciding what is the best platform for the type of content that we're making. Yeah, it's the most expensive dancer in the world, indeed. Is the video lagging, guys? Because I think I see some OBS dropped frame and things. I don't know if that's my connection or my computer. My computer seems pretty free.
Is my stream lagging?
No, yours is fine. Alright, so we are here. We just woke up. Sim looks okay. Okay, thanks, Sloan.
Morning,
Okay,
Mr. Yu.
if I too late. Okay, go.
Heard there's a chopper on the roof. Must be for you.
Must be for you. I like how the UI was very huge and you got your button rooftop.
Yeah, there was a similar UI in Cyberpunk, but it wasn't so huge as this one, and it was sometimes difficult to use. Have you guys played the Prey before?
Mr. Yu, please make yourself comfortable and we'll be on our way. TranStar facility is just a short hop.
Ah, look at that.
70
Bethesda
degrees.
software.
Clear skies
So
all the
smart.
way.
Yeah, OBS is telling me that I'm dropping a lot of frames. I hope the stream is not too bad. How did you like it, Sloan? Did you enjoy it?
That's a nice view on the bay there.
Yeah, it's true. It's pretty underrated.
What is the best one, Sloan? What do you think is the best?
I didn't play the DLC, actually.
Here we are, Mr. Yu.
Should I
Mind
play?
glass on the way out. Good luck to you.
Bit laggy. Yeah, I can see how OBS is dropping some frame. Could you try to stop the webcam, Borto?
Yeah.
Just curious.
Dr. Yu.
If that will improve. Alright, let's try it like that.
I'm a Sybil 495 science class operator.
Welcome, Morgan Yu. You have a 9 a.m. appointment in the testing facility. Please confirm.
Is it any better?
I don't know.
Morgan, finally.
Not really.
Hey, you don't look terrible in a TranStar uniform. How's your eye? Still red? I know the test might seem a little unconventional, but it's a Yu family tradition. Breaking convention is in our blood. Once you start the test, just do whatever comes natural. Don't overthink it. Dr. Bellamy's going to walk you through the process. You're in good hands. We'll be in orbit next week. I promise.
Mr. Yu, they're ready for your brother in room A.
Right. Listen, Just be yourself. I'll see you after.
It is a good game indeed, and yeah, OBS is giving me, you know, the red square from time to time, and then it goes green, yellow, red. Not very stable right now.
Good morning,
Okay,
Morgan.
let's.
I'm Dr. Bellamy. Looks like we have some tests to run through.
I never play System
Probably
Shock,
not
have you,
anything you're
Leo?
used to, I
No.
imagine, but trust me, you're going to do fantastic. All
No,
good?
my CPU and CPU
Great.
are all like
Let's
kind of.
begin. For this first test, I'd like you to
20%.
remove the boxes from the red circle as quickly as you can. Just go with your gut. Okay? Wonderful. Press the red button when you're ready.
So if I stop here, if I take a screenshot of this, and we will. You can see how in games a lot of times we can really control how we. Wait just a second. How we. How do you say? How we frame the thing, but in this case, this interactable object, which is like this button here, which they ask you to press, it's a nice way to get the player to wherever the player is, to behind that control panel, so that we can frame the view of something happening. So in this case, I think something's is about to happen, but you can see how all the guys are all here, ready to do something, and you got a strong leading lines towards the center, which is pretty obvious, as you can see here, which is all thanks to the perspective that has the vanishing point, the central vanishing point, which is there. And then obviously another interesting thing is that this platform here is the most saturated element, and it's also the area, it's also the brightest area of this scene, is this one. So I feel like something will happen in this location here, and because of now we are going behind this control room to press the button, we can, as a dev, we can make sure that player will face this side, and they will experience whatever we are about to show in the game, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna go back to the video.
Just press the red button.
What happened to that right platform?
Oh shit! I didn't listen to what he was saying. I had no idea what I needed to do.
Any synaptic register? At
Maybe I
all?
didn't pass.
No? No, that's fine. Sorry, let's keep things moving, Morgan. Head into room C.
Marvelous, yeah.
You're doing marvelous.
Again, this is an opportunity to frame the camera, and I feel like in this sort of facility where
All right.
they're doing testing on us,
Here we go.
it's very
For this
easy to
test,
frame the view.
please press the blue button across the room as quickly as you can in the most natural, intuitive way possible, without thinking. Just go for it. Press the red button when you're ready.
And this is also the tutorial of the game.
I'm sorry,
Now it's
would you
teaching
please
you
explain to me
how to
what's
jump,
happening?
and before they were teaching you how to interact.
What Tina brought down.
And it's really good how they
Speaker's still on.
piece it together, because it doesn't
I
feel like
apologize, Morgan.
a
We're
tutorial.
having some
It feels like
trouble with
they're
the
doing tests
equipment.
on you,
Not
and
your fault. You're
the
doing
VO,
fabulous, actually. One
the people
last
speaking
Let's step into D.
is very in line with the tutorial, which is pretty cool. You can tune on the camera if you want, by the way. I don't think the camera was making.
Okay,
Can
give me
someone
a
get me
sec.
a cup of coffee? I would appreciate
Look at this.
it. Thank you. Okay, Morgan. Have a seat at the table for me, please. Wonderful job. Take a look at the screen in front of you. I'm going to show you a series of questions. Pick the answer that makes the most sense to you. Press start on the screen when you're ready.
Yeah, plenty of
Ah, good. Looks like you got the hang of it. Keep going. Ooh, that's heavy stuff. Good. Next.
A lot of questions here. Thanks, Harvey Alien, for the follow. If you just join, we are breaking down Prey, and we're trying to highlight what makes Prey so good in terms of art and level art.
I'd probably do the same thing.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment.
Well done. We're nearly through it. For this next part, I'm going to display an image. I want you to take a good look at it. In a moment, I'm going to ask you what... is my coffee?
Oh.
Oh. It's getting spicy here.
Alex.
Simmons, what's going on?
We have a problem.
What about Morgan?
He's alive. Sedated.
Clean it up. I'm on my way.
Got it.
Damn.
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032.
There you go again. I don't know if you guys played. This reminded me of Stanley Parable. If you haven't played, you should definitely give it a shot.
They are remaking it in some sort of way with new stuff in it. Did you know?
I didn't know.
Huh? What the fuck?
We are sorry for the lagging, if the lag video, if you're experiencing it. I think it's either my provider or the servers are a bit saturated. Hopefully this will fix itself. I checked all the software that I have on, and OBS and Discord are the only one using the network. And I disconnected my devices from my network. Ooh, like change of lighting here. If I stop here, and one thing that is very cool is that the fact that now we are in the same place as we were before, but with a different lighting, which makes everything different in a way. And as I always say in other episode, if you look at, obviously the leading line here are pretty obvious, and they're all telling you to go this way, and the fact that there is a lighting element on this area here is suggesting you to look something in there, or like to check what is there, or to learn about the storytelling of the dead person that was doing the thing. If you remember, like the first time we were awake, she was like telling you, oh, you should go to the rooftop, and she was working on things, but now she's dead because of, I guess, what happened. But one thing that is really cool is the amount of details, the transition from the wall to the floor. You can see there how the details are like nicely planned, and I think if you see, we got this color variation on the wall. So let me change color. Let me use orange thing. We got this color variation, which is pretty cool. I think then we have a bit of a skirting, if I'm not wrong, and that's where the floor starts. And it's nice that the floor doesn't start with a white, which will create a very high contrast area between the dark value of the wall with the bright value of the floor. But instead they use this sort of color variation again to help ease that blend with the wall and the floor. And you can see how the details goes from you got the big one, the big like color variation on the wall, and then you got this thing, and then you got something a bit smaller, something a bit, actually not small, like something like that, a bit smaller, and then something even smaller, which creates a nice fade with the with the wall and the floor. And this is important because we try to hide as much as possible those lines that we get by clipping 3D meshes. So in this case, the mesh of the wall is clipping with the mesh of the floor, and by adding this sort of color variation and tone and value variation, we are kind of hiding the not so pretty line that the mesh generates. And then in general, the plants really plays a really good key here, because they are really breaking up the monotony of this place by keeping it very formal and very corporate kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see. Let's go back to the video.
We spoke. My code name is January. You're not dreaming. What happened yesterday was real. If you want to know what's going on, first, you need to get out of your apartment building. You're not safe.
Dun dun dun. Oof. So good. Dun, dun, dun.
So good, indeed.
That's such a smart thing to do. So mind-blowing.
You're in the simulation lab. Now get to the exit. I'll keep in contact.
Hey, Morgan. Wake up. You're burning daylight. You sent the helicopter to pick you up. It's just a few tests. Don't forget to wear your suit. See you soon. Oh, listen. Really great you decided to come on board. We're gonna shake things up, Morgan. Like old times.
What's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen?
I hear strange sounds. Oh. Oh! Oh!
Were you about to rage quit when the password didn't work? Yeah, he's still playing. Like,
I'm still role playing as a video girl.
oh, blue screen there.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
Also, if I stop here and we look at, so here is where the alien form was coming out. It was sort of like here, doing something. And what's really cool is the fact that probably not every time, but especially at the beginning, the first time they introduced the enemies of the game that you're making, it's a really good way to put a spotlight on it. So in this case was really good because there's like a light behind in this room pointing outside and creating this sort of lighting effect, and the fact that the alien figure was around the entrance and was creating a nice shadow on the floor was very like in the player's face. And because the players was coming from this door, the door that we have like on our back, it will be very likely that the player experience this sort of thing here, which is really good and really smart way of presenting and introducing NPC, enemies, aliens kind of thing, especially at the beginning where we're not super familiar with the NPCs of the game. Let's go back to the video.
Look at these pipes.
I'm trying to change some settings for yeah, those pipes are like leading you like up there in a very nice way. I'm trying to change some setting on OBS. I don't know if that will cause I wanna see if that fixes things. Again, this, if I stop here again, this is another way to, we know that the players are going to get in this the contamination room here, and because it's a decontamination room, we can close the door behind and keep the players in this area here and have the player witness what's going on in the door next to it, which is again a really good way to add that sort of narrative. So in this case, the players, unless it turns around, has to look at these scenes going on, which is, smart way to use the decontamination. Let's go back to the video.
No one has been able to stop the mimics from multiplying since they broke containment. I'm going to help you stay alive. Just a little further.
So pretty.
So nice. Let me stop here. So one thing. Oh no, I stopped the wrong frame. Nothing. Never mind. I stopped all cameras. Keep going. So now you don't know which one is a simulation, which one is not.
Yeah,
You're breaking windows and glasses everywhere.
What's real? Okay, dokie. So we need to play our own way. Hacking required.
So one cool things about this space here. If let's see if I can find. Oh my god!
What the hell?
If I stop the frame, I guess here, we will see how this area is kind of unique and is very different. You can see the colors are all sort of warm. You can see there's like wooden floor. There's like red carpets on the floor. So you can see how the palette is very different from everything else that we saw in the other room. And yeah, and I think in general, if you're making an environment or a game that has different locations that serve different purposes, try to diversify the locations so that you have contrast between rooms. So in this case, you can see how all the room is very like wood looking, and it's very like warm in terms of colors and everything. And the room before was very catwalk, pipes, and industrial looking room, and that creates a nice contrast. And now we know that these sort of offices are we're in this sort of like offices themed environment, which is really good. And then if we go back to the area we were before, we were in the more industrial part of the facility. And if you go back to the corridors and elevators, we are more in the public area. So you kind of get like oriented by these sort of elements. And yeah, so try to create contrast with the object. And also try to keep some unique asset for those locations. Not put everything everywhere, but just try to, to reserve some unique asset for each location, so that you can really make a difference in terms of the dressing and what props do you use to dress the space. It's pretty cool. Go back to the video. So you can see how in this room, probably this is like the supervisor or the principal guy of this office space, and you can see the chair, the fact that it has a key pass. They're all, it's all very unique from the other offices, which create which makes it different from the other. Especially the chair, the red chair, which was red, leading you there.
That was a phantom. Type in Anthrophantasmus. Keep moving.
Keep moving then.
Also, if we look at these, if we look at this shot here, you can see how we got a bit of storytelling. Obviously, there is a strong light coming from the right side, which is there, and it's creating a nice lighting effect on the walls and on the floor, which is pretty cool, and it attracts the eye and also highlights the storytelling, like this one here. But what's good here, it's like the subtle storytelling of it. You can see there is like a bin here, which is like flipped over, and there's some trash around it, which is tell us, all right, the trash is from the bin, and because now the bin is on the ground, it's something happened here. And also we got these footprints. Are those footprints? I don't know if they're footprints, but footprints and tire tracks and these kind of things are usually very good at leading the player in some way. And you can see how everything is leading us to that way. And to reinforce that, also the fact that we're coming from this direction, we got this nice curve here that is turning right where we're going, and then all the other perspective lines are all leading like towards that direction there, which is pretty good. Also, another cool thing is the branding. Branding is very important in general in every game that is set in a place where there is branding. Even if it's like a medieval game, probably in the medieval era there was some sort of medieval branding, but in this case it really gives us information of where we were and where we are going, because I assume that we're gonna play in this facility here, so at some point you need to look at the branding to understand where you have to go. So in this case it looks like we are going towards the exit of the lobby, and it's telling us to go over there. And in general, like the storytelling here is pretty obvious. It's very subtle, but that's what adds to the environment. And let's see what's going on now. Okay. So probably it was someone crawling.
Okay.
Get ready for the Borto dance. Like in 20 minutes, we're gonna see Borto dancing. Are you ready for that?
Are you asking me or the chat?
Probably the chat. I expect you to be ready. Oh my god, what's that?
There, in the foyer. Grab the neuromod you see in the display case. Normally it's a fake, but I swapped in a real one for you. The neuromods are critical. You won't survive without using them to install new aptitudes. I've already updated your transcribe with the list you requested. Take a look.
Okay. Oh, God.
You're not ready, Barculo? At some point, ready or not ready, the world has to accept the consequences of you spending points on that challenge, because you wanted it. Oh my god. So one thing that scares me when I play games is when enemies are following me. And like having this kind of thing that is following me all around, but I don't see it, it will kill me.
Yeah.
Thanks Marco for the donation. So generous.
Donation?
Yeah.
Really?
Donate $1.
Wow. Thank you, dude.
You're a star.
So yeah, they are pretty scary because also they hide in plain sight by mimicking the stuff that you have around. So what should I take?
I remember when I was playing the remake of Resident Evil 2, there was Mr. X following you around that police station, and that was scaring the crap out of me. Like, everything else was fine, it's just like that part was... Oh my god.
What's the message of Marco's Brito?
Has always been your strength.
I don't know, Borto, what's the message?
Now, let's get you to the main
What's the message there? What's the message?
Yeah, now it can follow the message. I'll find it. I'll find it.
Yeah, these neuro modes are very similar to plasmids in Bioshock.
Yeah, what is the message, Marco? What is the message?
Where did you put the message, Marcos Brito? Where?
I guess we never set it up, so...
Oh, really? I had... I thought we did it.
Yeah, the pop-up came out.
But the message, no.
It's not the message, so...
Oh, step.
You can see in this location how now it's all. If I frame this frame here, you can see how we are in another location again. So right now we have all like these golden details on the floor. We have these marble walls, which is like pretty different from what we saw so far, and we also have this sort of red plaster color looking, which is pretty. It looks pretty like, cool and expensive, and the sinks are all like made of the same gold. So you can see how we are in another area. So maybe it's a more like executive area, or maybe it's the public area. I don't know that yet, but you can see how the atmosphere and the structures around it's very different from what we saw so far. And also the lighting, I feel like it's very different. There are like different fixtures on the wall. There's like this very old schooly kind of thing that makes the light vertically and create like that sort of cone, which is pretty good. But and yeah, you can see also like there is a gold rim, a gold thing here, which is pretty cool. And in general, in every space we go, the look and the atmosphere change a lot, but they always try to keep a very limited amount of material. So you can see again how we got one material for the walls, we got two material for the second material for the floor, and the third material for something else, which is in this case the red wall. And yeah, and on top of that we got the gold. So you will see every time we change it, we will see always 3 or 4 materials, but different with different look and different colors, just to make every space unique. Every space unique. Hey, we got a question time.
Yeah, we got a question by Lighting Jack. And he asks, when you design an environment, do you test ways to glitch out the area you intend the player to stay so players can exit the boundaries? And are there tricks to prevent the players to escape?
Yeah, so we usually don't test that. Like, obviously, you can see if something is very obvious and you see it, you fix it. But usually, QC, which stands for Quality Assurance, is the team that is responsible to find those sort of glitches. And an easy way to prevent that is to put invisible collision where you don't want the players to go. Obviously, that's not like, you shouldn't just stop there. You shouldn't just put invisible collision, but you should give some visual language of the boundary of that invisible collision. So even if something looks like, oh, I can potentially climb that, but then you are blocked by an invisible wall at the bottom of that something that you can climb, at least that visual language of placing element there is telling players not to climb, rather than having like a big room and having an invisible wall in the middle or something like that. So yeah, that's a good question. And yeah, you, like, long story short, QC finds the way to escape the map, and an easy way to prevent that is to place invisible collision and signpost them with assets on the boundaries. I hope that answered your question, Jack.
I was trying to understand where the message of Marcos went, but
sorry, Marco, we are very noob on the streaming kind of word.
We didn't want to scam you, Marcos. We're sorry. Oh, snap.
Okay. Yeah, again, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment, and we will do our best to answer them all. Are you ready for go back to the game, or you want to find a donation?
Let's go back to the game.
You do you want to type on the chat what was the message, Marco, and we will scream it out for this time, and then we will find out how to make this visible. And we are sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the video then, to the game then.
I mean, we also received the email.
Shall I go back to the game or no?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this nice room. Again, you can see the dressing and everything is all very executive, all very like different from what we were used to before. Is this another year or is it the same year?
It's the same. Well, it's kind of a spoiler, but it's the same here.
So the message was for the pizza. So thanks for the money for the pizza, and to put ketchup on it. So if you wanna get pizza,
thank you, Marco.
We will. Maybe the next challenge would be to see Porto live streaming, putting ketchup on a pizza, on a slice of pizza, and eating it. We could have that. What do you think?
I don't think that's gonna happen. No, I don't think so.
That would be perfect. I guess that's gonna be the next challenge.
No. I'm gonna waste a slice of pizza, dude.
Or Shaq say you will lose your Italian passport. Indeed. Again, you see the contrast of atmosphere in each room. I'll make the challenge, Marco, don't worry.
Okay,
And
maybe it's too powerful.
It's crazy. If I do something like that in Canada, the consulate, the Italian consulate, will expel me. Because as an Italian abroad, I need to bring the culture of Italy to the other countries. So if I do something like that, I'm not worth the Italian support. So they will, deported me to Italy.
We Italians have this tiny microchip attached to our, head that indicates the government if we are doing something wrong and not Italianish.
Actually. So the cool okay, let's stop. Let's have a question time. You wanna press the button?
Yeah, I was dying in the game. So yeah. Question time.
So which is the most coolest project that you guys worked on?
Okay.
And yes, I do miss our Bon Chibo Jack a lot. But there are good places here as well. Like the Italian community is very spread all over the world, so it's kind of easy.
I mean, the mean business.
What is the coolest project, John? Yeah, John.
Well, probably the coolest, aka also the longest project was this virtual reality simulator that we developed for an electricity provider here in Italy. And the simulator, the goal of the simulator was to train maintenance people. And in the simulator, you had a lot of scenarios where you could, train yourself before going to the actual field and do the real operation. So, yeah, that was my first and probably the coolest, because it was the first one, and also it launched so many other projects from it that was pretty cool for us and for me.
Very interesting.
What about you?
To me, the most fun project I worked on was The Division 2, and it was really cool because it was very intense, and because I'm very passionate in what I do, and I had the chance to work with other very passionate level designer. We worked together, and I think we created a really good relationship, and overall the team around it was like really nice. So if you're watching this, James, I miss you.
So cute.
And yeah, that was really cool, and yeah, I think I enjoyed it. Got something really cool out of it. Cool. All right, I think it's time, guys. It's time for the dance.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
It's time for the dance. Okay, so let me switch to dance. let me get the audio. Sorry for this. Let me get the audio. Let me get the audio 1 second. Microphones. Okay, we got that. And then I should add another audio capture. Okay, that should be it. All right. Can you hear us? Can you hear us now?
Oh, no microphone audio.
Okay, now you can start.
Okay.
I think that now it's working.
Okay, that's it. I'm pretty tired.
That was amazing. That was amazing. That was amazing. Please, guys, a round of applause to Gianluca and his performance. I think he did really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good job. You surprised me.
Why banning coming?
I don't know. The moves were very, I don't know. Honesty in the chat. Yeah, it's very true.
Brutal honesty.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Next time we're gonna see Borto chef eating a pizza with some ketchup. If you really want to see that, you're gonna increase the challenge amount so that you have to spend a lot of points. Otherwise, it's too easy.
But a real pizza? I mean, I'm talking to Marcus Brito. Do you take a slice of pizza with tomato sauce and you put ketchup on it? I don't know. That's I can't. My brain can't handle that.
Also, Barculo says that this was the most beautiful thing he saw today. And so because of that, we're going to change the format a bit. So we're going to just do very awkward Italian dances on this stream.
Italian dances.
Yeah. Need to specify that. And because of that, we're not going to stream games anymore. We're going to just do our performance. Somehow I feel like Gian is an artist too after this performance today. And yeah, please let's clip that let's clip that video and let's see what we can do from that. All right, let's go back to the game. I'm sorry, but that's not the content of this channel. But now it's time for the video. I keep doing video, but right now we are doing live. And I lost my pen. Where did I put my pen? Grazie. Allora.
So I died. So we are still seeing this part of the map.
Today Marco ate spaghetti and he cut them with the knife. Is that cool? He's asking.
Good morning, Talos. Warning. Tampering with administrative controls on workstations or keypads.
You cut the spaghetti. Why? Why?
Why would you do that?
They are spaghetti. You need to eat like they are.
I think companies like big companies that make spaghetti should have made an April Fool of spaghetti for non-Italian, which are spaghetti but in little segments.
It feels bad, but that's no way how you eat spaghetti, dude. Maybe we should do a tutorial.
As we all know, Porto likes to go explore bathrooms in games. It feels like a home.
Look at this toilet. It's so pretty. By the way, yeah, we are gonna do pool streaming next Saturday. Join us. Do you know what pool streaming is, Leo?
No, what's that? I'm scared to ask though.
It's this trend where half naked girls on Twitch stream in these
why they are
pools.
So you mean like with the bathing suit?
Yeah.
Why do you say half naked?
Well, no. We were swimming suit, yeah.
Yeah, now that the temperatures are rising, I think that's a good opportunity for Borto to show off, yeah.
So I can't really tell where I should go. Oh, maybe to the indicator. Okay. What the fuck?
Oh my god. I don't think I can play this game.
Why?
Because
it's too anxious.
Yeah. Probably this is worse of someone following you, because they are following you or they are like with you all the time. You just don't know.
Yeah, I also would like to know how I do here myself, because yeah, what the fuck? Oh, okay. It was easier than I thought. Thank you, Marcos. Bye. See you next time.
See you next time, Marco. Thanks for stopping by. Can you go back a bit? Can you go back to those stairs?
Yeah, sure.
Because I saw something so good. Go down the stairs and then come back up.
Okay.
Look what we got here, guys. Look what we got here.
What we got here?
What do we have here? What do we have here? We got, first of all, a pipe that is going on that side. This is telling us where to go. We got a lot of leading lines, and you can see the details here. It's pretty cool, and that's great. Leading line, which is, you know, the usual. But
what are you doing? My stream is a bit.
What?
You were touching my computer. What?
What?
Did Okay, you go on. You can go on.
Anyway, we got this nice paddle here, and we all know how paddles really adds a lot of coolness to your environment. And the reason why we saw that is because there's a nice lighting here that is pointing at it, and it's making it even more obvious, creating nice reflection on it. So yeah, that's to remind you that adding paddles is a very nice way to create contrast with materials. And in this case here, you can see how we move from a rubbery carpet to a shiny water puddle to a plaster shiny but with a variation look. And also we also have some metal elements here. You can see there's a lot of material contrast, which is always really good. And yeah, the paddles really helps to break that even more. And you can see how the paddles are never like run in random place, but in this case they are like right under this pipe, which suggests that the pipe might be leaking or something. So if you place paddles, oh my god, this is now very good. Like if you place paddles, place them in a way that you can justify why there is water. So in this case, there's a big pipe there that even if you don't see signs of leaking, players can fill the gaps and can say, oh, okay, the pipe is there and it's leaking and there's the water. So a lot of times, because of the restriction that we have with performance, we need to place fewer elements than we should and let the players fill the gaps. So in this case, this pipe, paddle, pipe plus paddles equal pipes is leaking water, and that's what we are trying to do. But yeah, paddles. Let's go back to the game.
Pipes.
Thank you, Jack, for stopping by. Everyone is leaving now that the dance is done.
That the dance is over. The show is done. There's something called the nightmare. I remember that kinda. Yeah, by the way, there was a point where I was playing this game that I couldn't handle the amount of pressure that the enemies were giving me. So I just wanted to end it and... Oh, shit.
Oh, you're an hacker.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, you're a hacker.
0451. I think it's the usual code.
Slowhand is suggesting that you can use foam to climb higher.
workstation.
Oh, that's true. But where should I climb? There was something there?
I think in general. Maybe there, yeah.
Yeah, 0451 was the same code in Bioshock and other games. Yeah.
Oh.
Hello, Morgan. Tough day, right? If I'm talking to myself, it must be. Yeah, your memory's shot full of holes. I know. I'm sorry, but it's permanent.
If I stop here, one thing that is very cool to look at it, it's the lighting. You can see how there is this let me use the yellow. Nice and unique circular light that creates all that, because it's shining like in our direction. It's creating all these different highlights on the objects, so it really highlights the object by make them more visible. And it's also creating a nice rim light on the character. You can see that, probably a bit there. So in general, like this light here on this location, which is pretty much player high, it's a really good way to add this like very cool rim lights on an object and very cool details. And in terms of lighting, then we also have a light coming from this way, which is, you can see, overlighting these assets here, which is made of metal, which is, I think, that's why they are like so visible. But it's also creating this sort of fill light. It is like soft light that gives us information about colors and about value of these suits here. And yeah, I think in general, light behind characters in an angle that creates some rim light around the silhouette of the object that you want to highlight. It's a really good way to to bring details. Also, the fact that the floor here is bright, it's a nice way to make this sort of platform and cables and cable connect here stand out more, which is, I think, what they want to do. And yeah, in terms of lighting, I think this is really cool. Let's see what goes next. Hi, Predator.
Problem is, when you uninstall a neuromod, it resets your memory back to the moment you first put it in. That's why you forget. There's supposed to be a process to bring you back up to speed between test runs. But someone could just skip that part, turn a single day into your entire life.
Oh, shoot. Well,
that's exactly what Alex did. The question is, why?
This shader, this like mechanics is so good.
What I have to say next.
Yeah, I was trying to understand if it was some, like, another room behind that.
Actually, let's have a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. Let's pause it. So, how do you think they made that? I have an idea.
So,
let's see what's your.
Okay, so I think it's another scene, maybe put somewhere in the map where the player can reach, and it's captured by like a cam that project the scene into a texture, and the texture is applied to the reflection of the screen, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's also my thing. Yeah, as you say, they have a room somewhere else in the map, and there is only the room that we are seeing in this glass, and then there's a camera there, and what the camera captured is redirected to the texture of that wall, so that we see all the animation and things, which is makes sense. And I think also that room is not just a static room, but the camera in that room is aligned with your position from the glass that you're looking, so that when you move, you see the parallax of the room. Because otherwise, if the camera is fixed, it would be just like a normal 2D image. But because the player camera is aligned with the movement of the camera that is framing that room, it will seems like you can see the depth and you can see the parallax of the room. I think that's another thing. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You should try in one of your VR projects. You should try to add this kind of tricks to see how it works. As an Easter egg.
We use that for this sort of thing to make virtual cameras in VR, like this portable screen that you move around and you can take photos from it.
I see.
So this is the same thing behind, but you don't have the parallax thing that you have in this case.
Well, now you know. I guess. I don't know. We're not the dev of this game, so we can't tell for sure, but this is how probably we'll start thinking about on how to make it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's go back to the video.
So pretty.
Sorry, Morgan. Alex cut us off from the Looking Glass servers. Time to improvise. I suggest you search Dr. Calvino's workshop in the hardware labs. He invented the Looking Glass technology.
Can you go back a bit to the corridor?
There. I'm looking for another way to help you in
and then go towards that room. Yeah. So here, if I stop the frame here, as you are all aware, we got this massive. Obviously, it's a corridor, so by its own nature, all the lines will all the perspective lines with a 1 point perspective will lead us to where we have to go. But not only that, because you can see how walls and things are very noisy, so we don't get a lot of lines, so naturally we want to go there because obviously it's just a corridor. But one thing that stands out a lot is the use of colors for the pipe. You can see how the pipes are going down like this, and then they are all sort of turning towards the direction we are going, which is that direction there. And also we got this coming out, which adds a bit of depth, which is also very cool when it creates this line here. It's pretty nice. Another thing that I want to touch base, which I saw in other locations in this map, probably this is not the best example, but you will see other example once we know that. In this door here, you can see, actually let me use a red color. In this door here, you can see how the keypad, and I think there is also other elements like red light here and there are red, and depending by your game that you're making, you can have different different mechanics. But in this game, it looks like that when the door is red, it's not blocked, but it's just it's just locked, so it means that you can unlock it, right? And then once you're locked, once you put the right key code and whatever, everything becomes green, and green obviously is unlocked. and that's like a really nice visual language, because even from the distance you can see that the door is locked and you're gonna need something to unlock it, which can be a key card, can be a password, can be something else. So yeah, in general, if you are making an environment and you put a red keypad, that will make players think that they can at some point find a way to get inside that, because it's red, and red usually becomes green in video games. So when you place this sort of red things, just be careful, because player might think, viewer, player, whoever's like whatever you're doing, it might think that at some point this can be turned green for some reason. Now, yeah, just wanna say that. Let's go back to the video. Now we got a new keycard.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you will return from this area from that door from anywhere. Yeah, so red can also means that you cannot open from this side, but you can only open from the other side, which is another thing too. Because probably once you progress the game and you came out from that door will become green, and it will tell you that if you're in this area again, it will tell you that you can then go back there.
Uh-huh. They look like the crabs from Half-Life. I mean, they move in a similar way.
I guess. I like how they are trying to flee away once they realize that they don't have the numbers
Winning.
to fight you. Yeah. Big pipe there, leading in the way. Good job so far. Good job so far. What do you guys think about the game? I think it looks really cool. Scary as well.
I really like it. But yeah, sometimes it becomes too much spooky scary.
So if I stop in this frame here, you can see one cool things about lighting, which is how the cold lighting. Let's see, let me use another color. Actually, let me use green. We got a light source coming from here that is creating this sort of highlights, which is cool, and it gives us like more information about the room. And then in the background we have another light, which is clearly another room. You can see how the light colors and temperature, as well as the material. I think I can see wood or some sort of different material from this location. Diversify this location here with the one that we are. And the fact that we also have signage on at the end of that corridor there, it suggests me that we are right now in a staff-only area where it's very industrial. And then after that, when we get to the warm light and the warm colors, we're going to be more on a public area. And that's the contrast that I'm talking about when I'm saying, you know, create contrast between rooms. So that's pretty cool. And also the gradients from the warm to the cold light here is really cool. And I think the pipes, it's really good. Like it's very cool, because people could have just made a straight pipe that goes straight, but because they didn't, they create this very cool effect of pipe moving around, going with some like variations. So there's like this thing here, and this thing going up, and then going a bit down, which is pretty cool. And obviously, pipes, as we all know, creates a strong leading light for the player, which will lead us to that location. And again, in terms of lighting, you can see how here in near the foreground elements, we got this other warm line coming to it that creates another transition between the cold and the warm, like it does here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, strong leading line as well. You can see the floor has this brighter thing, which are strong leading to the thing. Also like this thing, you know, there are details, obviously the perspective and all the thing are really bringing the eye. Like in general, all corridors and all like 1 point perspective scenes are leading the lines, but there are some corridors that will make the eye move better, and one that will not make the eye move as good as it should. For example, here, if you look at this sort of edges of the walkway, if those edges weren't as bright as they are now, you wouldn't have seen them. So you wouldn't have had those two leading lines on the side here, which will make the leading line of this place less visible. For example, if this green light that is lighting the pipe here wasn't as visible as it is now, you wouldn't have seen the pipe, so you wouldn't have had the leading line from the pipes. So obviously every corridor has some leading line, but if the corridor doesn't have contrast in terms of value, you will not see those leading lines. So that's why I'm highlighting those lines even in a corridor, because it's very important that you don't just create the object in a perspective, but you also add lighting in a way to create contrast between the objects, so that you can get those lines out a bit better. You can see here. And yeah, so on the rooftop here, they didn't do it with the contrast, but they did it with the colors. And yeah, pretty cool. And anything else? No, there's some variation on the floor, which is common. It's good to have like some variation here and there, just to break a bit the monotony. So we got a bit of storytelling there, so something happened there. We got boxes there because maybe someone is fixing something on this location, and because maybe they're fixing, there's some cable on the ground that are breaking a bit the monotony of this, but it's also like adding more storytelling to these small corridors. Yeah, let's go back to the video, to the game, sorry. And again, this is another opportunity to frame the view. So we know that all the players were coming out from there, so that's why the robot was there, so that you could have seen it. So aggressive. So aggressive.
Oh, there.
Is that space? Are we in space now?
Always have been.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Like the meme. I think it's really cool. The design of the interiors really makes you think that you are not in space because of the interior design of everything.
Jesus.
No one will say no. Only the narrative team which does him. Did you see how Borto went to the left because of the footprints on the ground? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What?
A lot of the station tech starts here.
What?
Lab equipment, special parts requests, prototypes. We should be able to fix your looking glass terminal from Dr. Calvino's workshop.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, shit.
Dr. Calvino is Italian? Nice.
The fuck?
Oh my god, that thing.
Maybe I'm doing something wrong. What the hell?
You can use the slow and say that you can use the foam to block those pipes.
To block the pipes? Which pipes? Oh,
Guess-
you mean the
Fire one, I guess. Can you look at the pipe again? So one thing that is really cool is usually flammable things are red, and as you can see, this pipe is no exception. So you can see how most of the pipe is just like a normal pipe, but because of the red stripe, it gives us the visual language that this is gonna be a pipe. And usually the level design place those sort of ingredients in the combat area to create a more interesting sort of gameplay and mechanics. And as we saw earlier, how the fire burns things is very systematic. So if the NPCs is in front of it, the enemies will get on fire. If you are in front of it, you will get on fire. So it's very cool, I think, in my opinion. And I think even enemies can trigger this, I think. And yeah, I think it's very cool to see that even if this game is now, usually open world games are much more systematic in terms of fire, water, how everything behave to get together, where a single player game like this, where it's kind of more linear, even if this is not very linear, is more like it's less systematic, it's all more scripted. But in this case, it's nice to see that the fire affects both you and the NPCs. And I would be curious to see if you shoot like a different location, if the fire comes from a different part of the pipe. That would be cool too. But yeah, so and now everywhere we see a pipe that has some red, we know that pipe is gonna be on fire, and now we will we know that we can use that on our advantage, or to stay away from it in case that we are scared of it, or it's like we are in a situation where it's not very recommended to stay. And you can see there is another one here, and yeah. So that's how they signpost it. And it's nice that they didn't go full red, as it could have been easy just to make it full red and to make it clear, but they tried to keep it more in line and less like in your face. They want you to discover the thing, I guess. They want you to experience. Yeah, probably. Maybe that's a good point, Sloan. The color might be the same color as the form, which can connect and shows you that, can give you like a hint that says, you can maybe use that. Not sure. Go back to the game. That might have been an Easter egg. We like to place those sort of things just to... Oh. Yeah, such an hacker. Be careful, guys. When Jan is around, you might get your...
Locker.
See, there was another red something there, and that's in fact to signpost. Don't you have to go down there? So this is the example that I was talking about, where the door has a lot of red elements, and as soon as you open it, it all becomes green. See here, it's all green, so we know. If I stop the frame here, you can see that thanks to the lights that are here and the lights that is there, that they are both like flickering. They're creating a lot of movement to the scene, because the reflection will be flicker, the shadow will be flickering, and everything will be flickering. And as a as I keep saying, having movement in your environment is a very important things that you need to consider when you're creating an environment, because you don't want to make a static 3D environment, but you want to make something alive. And again, we can see here we got the same pipe. So I think there was the guy is here, the pipe is there, and I think this is a sort of scripted, like the LD spawned the guy here and he placed an ingredient there to suggest the players that, oh, I can shoot there so that I can get the fire on the guy, and then I can start killing him more like that, which is pretty smart. And obviously, as you might have seen, we got a nice paddle there that framed this entrance to this place a bit better, and it creates cool effect to the scene. Let's go back to the video. Let's see if Borto will use the pipe or will face him. Hiding behind a table leg.
Come on.
Also, flickering light makes the atmosphere much more intense. And I think in this case, the light are flickering only when those aliens are in the room, and that's another way to tell you to look out for the enemies. Because I don't think right now they're flickering anymore after you kill those, so it looks like because of the energy or something, they're making the electricity go on and off. And that's a visual language to make you worry. So now every time you will see a flickering light, you will be wondering, oh, is that flickering because it's broken, or is that flickering because there is a monster nearby? And that will always keep you on your toes, and you will never know until you find out.
Wait.
We're back here.
Maybe. Oh.
Okay, so here, if I stop it here, this is the tutorial of the things that Slow End was saying. This is the tutorial that teach you that if you use the foam, and we have some foam here, you can stop the fire leaking out from the pipe. And this is like a good example how it teaches that, which is pretty cool. And then there is a nice light there that has a lot of details. You can see how the room goes, I think on the left or maybe on the right, but yeah, I think this like little corridor here is mainly for the tutorialization of using foam to stop the fire, which is pretty cool. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's go back to the video. And probably, use this tutorial to climb higher. No.
No. Maybe I shouldn't be here. Oh, wait.
Maybe now that you have the fence, that you got this hole, you can place the foam and climb it. Which is pretty smart, because they tells you, oh, you can use the foam to stop the fire, but they don't tell you this. Obviously, someone can come up with a solution, but they let the player discover that, which makes the player feel cool about it, and it's pretty good. And it's nice that it's right after they teach you how to use this foam to extinguish the fire from a pipe leaking, and so you're like in the mentality of, oh, I can use foam to do things, and
You can locate him or what's left of him.
that's
with the
exactly
security
what
officer.
happened. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you can turn into the foam.
Foam?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
It's really cool how they integrate all these sort of weapons and things. And yeah, pretty cool. No, but okay.
Where the hell did he go? Gosh. Oh,
Map now. What is that you're doing now?
no, I don't know. Okay. No.
I like that you're doing things that you don't know. Yeah?
Wait. Maybe I'm missing something here.
Need to find Dr. Calvino.
So I need. Okay.
I guess.
I'm feeling stupid.
Is then Calvino in the list? Yeah, it looks quite complicated. I guess if we're playing like this on the go, we're not really reading a lot, it might be a bit complicated.
Lorenzo Calvino. So it's up there.
Yeah, that was really cool. There was like an obstacle that you have to turn it off in order to get to this, and that was really cool. I think for today we can end it here.
Okay.
Let's go to the stage here. So we are back to the stage with Borto here. And
To the stage.
we are sorry for the laggy experience that you might have on the stream. Somehow there was some problem with the OBS today, and hopefully it's the server, and this will be fixed next time we do another live stream. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Looking up way, it looks a very cool game, full of interesting mechanics and very smart ideas on how to make a cool environment. So definitely play it out. And
yeah, as always, join our Discord server if you want to have a chat or give us suggestions. Leave in the comments what game you would like to see next, and also general feedbacks are always appreciated. So yeah, let us know.
Exactly, and let us know in the comments if you think we can improve something, if you want to see a game, if you like what we're doing, if you want to see other things, let us know in the comment. And until next time, I hope you have a nice week. And we're gonna stream next Thursday, and we're gonna probably stream Inside, which is like 2.5D games, which can be interesting to look at. I hope you have a good day, guys.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.